Founded by two PhD students at Stanford University, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, Google has arguably become the most well-known internet company on the planet. It single-handedly changed the search engine business, removing competition from other engines which searched for keywords, and instead using Google PageRank, patented technology which sorts search results based on how much they appear in other search results. For the purposes of this video, we're treating Google as the search engine, not Google Inc. or its holder company, Alphabet Inc. The internet itself has changed the way we view information. In fact, the majority of online researchers will scan web pages using a style known as the F-shape pattern, where you read a web page from left to right quickly along the top, and then examine the middle until you get to the bottom, which allows you to absorb central ideas but not to get the minor details. Likewise, the Atlantic writer Nicholas Carr has noted another phenomenon relating to the rise of the internet. He writes, "I can feel it, too. Over the past few years, I've had an uncomfortable sense that someone or something has been tinkering with my brain, remapping the neural circuitry, reprogramming the memory. My mind isn't going, so far as I can tell, but it's changing. I'm not thinking the way I used to think. I can feel it most strongly when I'm reading. Immersing myself in a book or a lengthy article used to be easy. My mind would get caught up in the narrative or the turns of the argument, and I'd spend hours strolling through long stretches of prose. That's rarely the case anymore. Now my concentration often starts to drift after 2 or 3 pages. I get fidgety, lose the thread, begin looking for something else to do. I feel as if I'm always dragging my wayward brain back to the text. The deep reading that used to come naturally has become a struggle." As is the way with writers, especially newspaper or magazine writers, the internet has been a blessing to them. Carr notes that research that once required days on the stacks or periodical rooms of libraries can now be done in minutes. A study conducted by scholars from the University College of London reports that it is clear that users are not reading online in the traditional sense. Indeed, there are signs that new forms of reading are emerging as users power browse horizontally through titles, contents pages, and abstracts, going for quick wins. It almost seems that they go online to avoid reading in the traditional sense. What's happening right now has happened to other things though. In the late 1800s, a young man named Frederick Taylor began a series of experiments in a mid-valve steel plant aimed at improving the efficiency of the plant's mechanics. With mid-valve's owner's approval, he recorded and timed the workers' every movement as well as the operations of the machines. In the end, Taylor produced a set of precise instructions, an algorithm, for how each worker should work. Mid-valve's workers complained about the new scheme, but the factory's productivity soared. The internet, though, is a machine designed for the automated collection, transmission, and manipulation of information, and its programmers are dedicated to finding the best method to carry out every movement of what we've come to describe as browsing and searching the web. Google's headquarters in Mountain View, California, called the Googleplex, a pun on the word Googleplex, is the internet's high church. Google's chief executive, Eric Schmidt, says that it is a company that's founded around the science of measurement. Google has famously declared that its mission is to organize the world's information and to make it universally accessible and useful, which ties in with their subdivisions: Gmail, YouTube, Google Photos, the new Daydream, Android, Google Home and Assistant, and Google Now, which have been an essential part of the Android experience. In a way, Google is classifying the internet's data. It's estimated that Google's indexing has indexed about 200 terabytes of data, but at the same time is encouraging the simple mental mistake all of us do. Every time you click on a Google link and skim through the web page, you're training yourself to scan more. And don't forget that these algorithms that run Google are made by humans. So, in the end, Google isn't making us stupider. Google's only a search engine, no more, no less. That's all it tries to be. But using its algorithms, it has changed the history of search engines to make them smarter, to make it easier for us to find information, which makes us lazy. So in the end, Google has made us stupider by making things easier for us. By meaning that we need to do less research. We need to put less effort into finding that bit of information that we need to do. That we only need to type in a search query. We know that the first page is always going to have the results. That's what Google has taught us. We've trained ourselves to use that information and to try and use it as efficiently as possible. So it isn't Google that's made us any smarter or any stupider. It's ourselves. We've trained ourselves to be like this. So, as we come to rely on computers to help our understanding of the world, it is our intelligence that results in artificial intelligence. And it's that artificial intelligence that results in our stupidity. So, in the end, our own intelligence is making us stupid. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace out.